Here we are, the Week 2 quarterly report for the fresh Madden Football League. We have the Browns and the Bengals fighting for the division lead. Joe Burrow leading on his team. Nick Chubb with 1,000 yards on the year and 12 touchdowns, trying to propel his team to the first place in the AFC North. But this is not just about Nick Chubb. They also have J.K. Dobbins, who they traded for earlier in the season with the big first run of the game into the 1-yard line. The Browns almost have a stifling goal line stand, but on 4th and goal, the Bengals decide to go for it. They're playing aggressive this year, and they barely get the ball in there. Almost picked off by the Browns, but they score up 7 now. Baker Mayfield knows the importance of the dog pound in this supporting team fan base. They are trying to get into the playoffs and trying to win a Super Bowl for this starving fan base, and Schwartz, the rookie, gets a 59-yard touchdown on what may be the play of the year. J.K. Dobbins from the 4-yard line jukes a man, hurdles his own teammate, jukes a man, trucks 2 Browns defenders, and he stands the lonely one in a sea of Bengals and Browns, and he takes it all the way to the 10-yard line. J.K. Dobbins on fire early in this one. That run was not for nothing as it leads to a touchdown. Burrow waits in the pocket and delivers it to Davidson for the easy touchdown that was led from J.K. Dobbins' huge run. Burrow pitches it to Dobbins. Dobbins, easy run-in touchdown. 21-7 Bengals early. Browns are looking rough. J.K. Dobbins is loving the spotlight, but Nick Chubb said, "Let me remind you." He gets a 78-yard touchdown, but first he jukes the Brown defender. Goes all the way down the sideline. Yes, 78 yards for Nick Chubb, who is actually in the MVP race early on, not just the rushing title race. The one thing about this Browns team is that they do show a lot of fight. Down 21-7, they get a big rushing touchdown there. Here, Joe Burrow, 1st and goal. Hands it off to Dobbins. Dobbins breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle, and falls graciously into the end zone. J.K. Dobbins putting his team on the back this game. With 3.5 minutes left in the game, Baker Mayfield trying to lead his team to a comeback, and they score. Kareem Hunt, the running back, another running back scoring. This is all running backs today. You have the Bengals up by 7, 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. They just need a first down or two to win, but they're going to play very aggressive here. They see Chase down the field. They think they can get a touchdown, but no, it's intercepted by Ward. And Ward gives his team a chance here late in the game with 3 timeouts remaining and takes it all the way up to the 40-yard line. After the fact, the Browns drive all the way up the field, 40 seconds left. Baker Mayfield sees nobody open, scrambles to the right, and the block is hit by his wide receiver, and he scores the run-in touchdown with his arms up in the air. This game is tied. The Browns fans feel a spark in this team. First play from scrimmage in overtime. Joe Burrow 5 wide. You usually don't see that in the first play. Here we go. He drops back. Something special is going to happen here, but it's not for the Bengals, it's for the Browns as Harrison Jr. gets the pick, and Harrison Jr. will take this all the way into the end zone, and the Browns will take over the division. They are winning their division now. A great interdivision game summed up with these stats. Joe Burrow, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mayfield, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chubb, 9 rushes only, but 106 yards. J.K. Dobbins with one of the best games of the season, 26 attempts, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns. A great game, and Jarvis Landry with 7 receptions, 155 yards. On to the Eagles and the Chargers. The first highlight of this game will be Hurts feeling pain as Kenneth Murray Jr. with the pick and a pick 6 to start it off. You don't want to start off a game like this. Eagles have been rolling previous to this game, 6-game win streak. Fast forward to the second quarter, Herbert tries to get cute with it, but it fumbles, and it'll be picked up by Barnett, and Barnett will take this around to the 50-yard line, and they will drive up the field the next possession. Jalen Hurts hands it off to Sanders with the stiff arm. Oh my God, what a stiff arm. Then the juke, and then falls into the end zone. That might be another run-of-the-year candidate. I honestly don't know how the Eagles do it. Their pass game is horrendous, but they're winning games with their defense and run game. Here, 7-9, Chargers are down, 20 seconds left in the half. Herbert signals to the right, hikes the ball. Eckler on the out route to the left. Eckler will catch it, and you know Eckler is dangerous in these situations. He can catch and he can run. He's one of the best running backs in the league to do both of those things. On to the third quarter. It's almost a fourth quarter, but Herbert hits it to Allen, and the Chargers will go out 24-9 with only 1 quarter remaining. Do you think the Eagles can come back and extend their win streak? Well, one way to make a comeback is scoring quick, and Hurts on 3rd and 3 takes a chance and throws it up to Smith, and the defender misses the ball, and Smith will score, so this game is still not out of reach. Hurts may not have the best stats on the year, but he makes the plays when he needs to. Now the Chargers, the next play from scrimmage. Herbert gets sacked in the end zone. That is not what you need. The Eagles are having all the momentum right now. They scored a touchdown, they get the safety, and now they get the ball back and drive up the field. Hurts, 3.5 minutes left, a long drive. Throws it on 4th and 6 and completes the pass when they need to. This is what I mean. He makes winning plays. He's the new Tim Tebow of the NFL. 3rd and goal. Hurts hands it off to Sanders, and Sanders will score. So now the Eagles hit the extra point. They are up by 1 point. Chargers, 2 minutes left. 2nd and 2. Herbert wants this win. Runs up the field. Gets another 10-yard gain. Herbert hikes the ball. Nobody open again. Takes his time. Nobody open. Breaks one tackle. What? Breaks a second tackle. What? And gets 15 yards down the field. The Chargers could be in play to win this game. Now 15-yard line. 30 seconds left. Herbert again. Scrambles to the right. Throws it. And he will catch it. And he will get to the 4-yard line. Now it all comes down to this. The Chargers. Can they win? And can they stop the Eagles' hot streak? Here we go. Chargers have had their problems with kickers in the past. Takes his time to kick it. Maybe getting in his head as he hooks it left. And the Eagles are on a 7-game win streak. They started out 0-2. Ever since then, they have beat a bunch of opponents, including the Bucks, who were 6-0 at the time they beat them. And here are the stats. Jalen Hurts, 148 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Sanders, 23 rushes, 113 yards. Smith with 100 yards, touchdown. This is Chargers' first game with a new coach, Matt. Great game. Herbert, 270 yards. Eckler, 64 yards. And Keenan Allen with 70 yards and a touchdown. On to the next game. We have the Cowboys and the Broncos. The Broncos are on a little bit of a cold streak. I think they've lost 3 in a row now. And here they are with the first highlight of the game at the 1st and goal on the 1. Handing it off to Williams, and Williams will score. So up 7-0 Broncos over the Cowboys on the road. And then here we are again, 10-0. Drew Lock throws it. And that's Tim Patrick juking 2 defenders and getting in the end zone. So a 17-0 lead on the road for the Broncos early on. I don't think anybody expected this. So we fast forward to the end of the second quarter. Stifling Broncos defense, holding the Cowboys to 0 points. But Gallup finally breaks the door, and it is 17-7 now. Now with the 20-7 lead late in the 3rd quarter, Broncos trying to keep command of this lead. Drew Lock drops back and throws it, and it is picked off by Diggs, who is turning himself into a superstar. Pick 6, 20-14. That is not what you need in a game like this. When you have the commanding lead up 2 possessions, you cannot allow something like that. Here we go. Next possession. Cowboys, 20-14. I think they're getting some momentum here. They play action and they throw it, and Dak Prescott throws a dime. Perfect throw. I don't think it gets any better than that. 20-21 here in the 4th quarter. Drew Lock drops back again, and Drew Lock throws another pick. This guy is not having the best day in the second half, and it seems all hope has been lost for the Broncos. They're just playing dead on every possession, and the Cowboys are trying to get up with a big lead here. 2nd and 9, they hand it off to CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb will just run around all the defenders and score. So now the Cowboys will be up 28-20. 3.5 minutes left. Drew Lock trying to make something happen after having a horrible second half. Throws it up in the air, and that is picked again. Denver fans are calling for Drew Lock's head. I don't think he lasts there another year. I think he's gone after this year. He's the reason for most of their problems. And the Cowboys, 49 seconds left. They hit this field goal. This game is pretty much over. And it's good. So it's a 2-possession game, 40 seconds left. And yes, it was over. Cowboys overcome a 17-0 deficit, and they win 31-20. Beat the Broncos, and they were fighting for the NFC wildcard race. Dak Prescott with 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 150 yards and a touchdown. Sutton with 115 yards and 7 receptions. We move on from the games to the stats, and Tom Brady is taking a commanding lead in the passing yards, but Cole McDonald with the best touchdown to interception ratio with 31 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Baker Mayfield moving his way up as Nick Chubb was moving his way down the rushing yard leaders. Patrick Mahomes staying on pace. And Jalen Hurts not doing as well as you think he'd be doing. 12 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Not too great. And then the rushing leaders. Derrick Henry leading the league in rushing with 9 touchdowns, 1,099 yards on the year. Ezekiel Elliott has overcome Nick Chubb, but only by 1 yard. It was not that crazy, and I think Ezekiel Elliott missed the last game. On to the receiving stats. DK Metcalf, who might be suspended here pretty soon if he keeps getting the ball, has just completely blew Waddle out the water and everybody else out the water ever since Terry has acquired him. Jalen Waddle, 18 touchdowns on the year, leads the league. And Jarvis Landry with only 12 touchdowns. Last time we did this quarterly update, he had 12 touchdowns, so I can imagine he's not doing too well. Then we move on to the defensive stats. Kevin Byard leading the league in interceptions. Kenny Moore is second. Fuller is third, and Dean is fourth. Xavier Rhodes is fifth. And Jamal Adams with 7 deflections, 6 interceptions, and 5 forced fumbles. Maybe the defensive MVP. If it was up to me, I would definitely make him the defensive MVP. He's been doing amazing on the year, also with 28 tackles. The only thing you could say about Jamal Adams is that his defensive standout is just not helping his team, as their record is not as good as it should be. And here we take a look at the AFC matchup. The Dolphins are 7-1 at the top. Bengals right below them. Chargers, Jags, and then the wild card is the Browns, the Steelers, and the Chiefs. The Titans are right behind the Chiefs, and any slip up the Titans are looking for to overcome a team. As you can see here, last time we did the quarterly update, a lot of teams are separated by 1 game, but it seems like from the Titans up, the things are starting to get separated around there, as the Raiders are 3-5 and the Titans are 5-4. Then with the NFC standings, we have the 49ers, who remain undefeated at 7-0. And then you have the Bucks and the Eagles and Packers leading their divisions. And then you have the football team, Cardinals and Panthers, ahead in the wild card race. The Cowboys, with a big win over the Broncos, improved to 5-3. And the Giants are storming back. They are on a four-game win streak, and they are 5-4 on the year. So anything can happen in the wild card over here. You also have the Rams at 4-5. And then we move on to the news of the week. DK Metcalf is well on the verge of a suspension. His last 5 games, I think 4 of them he's had at least 200 yards in multiple games. He's had 250 and like 3 or 4 touchdowns in each of the games. The only saving grace really is that his last game he only had 80 yards. But I can just imagine that Terry was probably checking it up to Metcalf the whole time. Pretty much every time I see Terry use a wide receiver, he just chucks that thing up. It's crazy. It works, I guess, sometimes. Not that great, but it works. He should probably move on from that, though, because if he keeps continuing to throw to Metcalf, there's going to be suspension put in place by the commissioners of the league. At least that's what I'm hearing. And then for the next news, we have the Raiders and Giants trade falling through. So the Raiders and Giants agreed to a trade minutes before the deadline, but they did not submit it in time. There's a little confusion there. And then we tried to allow them to trade, but it did not allow them to trade. So we adjusted the setting in franchise. They could not make the trade. So again, the trade falls through. I don't know if they're still going to continue to do the trade in the off season, but for now, that trade is dead. And for the future, we are not going to be allowing people to trade or submit trades after the deadline. This was a one-time thing because we thought they agreed before the deadline, but even if they did, you have to submit it before the deadline. That's how it works. And then, yes, the new trade rules being discussed in the committee. Stay tuned for that. That'll probably come in the off season. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be upset with that, but it'll be probably funny, honestly. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then the 49ers, probably the biggest news, they remain undefeated, and actually they just won another game, so they are 8-0 on the year. 49ers, they beat Boer twice, Cardinals, and they are just zooming. I don't think anybody can beat them. They do have a future schedule that probably they might lose a game or two, but come playoff time, I think that's where it's going to get tough for the 49ers. So far on the year, they are perfect and probably the best team on the year so far. So congratulations to them. So that has been it for this quarterly update of the Fresh League. This is the second one on year 1, and we'll continue to do this as long as you guys stream your games. I can definitely keep doing this, so keep streaming them. Peace.